back to our channel. Maybe you're new here. My name's Lauren.
I'm Cody.
That's Cody, and this is Sugar, our 1-year-old. Yeah, she's
a little over one.
1-year-old Shih Tzu. We make fashion, beauty, lifestyle, vlogging, home decor, a bunch of fun videos.
All the above.
On our channel. We'd love for y'all to hit that subscribe button below and keep on watching. If you're on Instagram, then you have probably seen the trend called true or false. Basically, people are on their stories and they're writing like, true or false, leave something here, and basically someone writes something they kind of like the assumption, something they assume about them or like want to know if it's true or false. And basically we say if that statement is true or false. So that's what we're doing. I left a comment box on my Instagram for people to leave some, and they did, and we're here to answer them. Also, go check out our Instagrams. If you haven't, I'll have them linked below, so go check them out, go follow us, see what's going on. My hair's stuck in my lipstick. We're just gonna flip-flop, so I figured I would read one.
Yeah, that's fine. Whichever way you want to do it. Go
back and forth. So I'm going to start. Also, you don't have to go in order. You can like scroll through and answer.
Okay.
Whichever one you want. All right, so the first one was, Lauren knew Cody was proposing. I would say that is true. I
feel like we've already answered that in one of our, the Chick-fil-A video.
Yeah, so we filmed it, like we met at Chick-fil-A, because that is where we met 5 years ago now. So go watch that if you're interested on how we met story, but we answer some like engagement questions there. But specifically for this, I would say it's true. I didn't necessarily know the exact moment, but we went to Broken Bow, which I do have a vlog when we were in Broken Bow. We went to Broken Bow, and I knew for sure that it was happening on that trip based off like things that my mom said, or like how she was acting.
Yeah, because your mom was acting like she was trying to play it off, but I know you see right through everything.
Everything. I can sniff out a surprise from a mile away.
This time we decided, since it was Thanksgiving Day, that we would do it after we eat.
And I'm like, why the heck are we going on a hike after we eat? Why?
That's usually the time to sleep.
Like if we did it in the morning, I would have like maybe been a little thrown off, but to answer the question, that is true.
I would say that's definitely true.
I did know that Cody was proposing.
Y'all want to have children soon? I would say false.
False.
Because Lauren and I have talked about this for a while now, and I think we want to do more traveling first, and I'm sure you can agree on that. We definitely want to travel first and kind of get that out of our system, and then once we're more stable and all that stuff, then we can figure out then if we want to have kids.
Right. So like we want to get married sometime this year, later this year probably, and then so I'm about to turn 26 in a month or a couple weeks actually. Cody's only 24. He doesn't turn 25 till this summer. And like in my mind, we're like still babies.
Still a youngin'.
I feel like a baby, like every day. I feel like I'm 18 still. And the thought of having a kid right now like scares the crap out of me. I
can't honestly not think about having a kid right now.
Like I get scared like being in charge of Sugar. Like we took Sugar on a walk and she got bit like by a bug on her paw, and she's a drama queen.
Oh, I remember that.
She's a drama queen when it comes to pain, and we were freaking out. It was like 9 o'clock at night. We were like, do we go to the vet? Like, what do we do? And we call my mom, and she's like, literally just leave her alone. And she was fine.
Yep.
So like I can't, like I know they say like once you have a kid, you just know what to do, but I'm like, I just like not ready for that.
I feel like once you have a kid though, or like when you're in the process of having a kid and you're pregnant and stuff, you get that motherly instinct though.
Well, yeah, not that I don't have a motherly instinct.
No, I'm not saying that.
Like,
I'm just saying it kicks in.
With Sugar, like I'm such a mom. Like I am so many motherly instincts with her. But there's so much, like Cody said, we want to do. Like we want to go to Europe. Neither of us have been overseas. That's like something I want to do so bad.
And that may not be for everyone, but that's one of our goals in our relationship, that we want to kind of travel first and kind of get that out of our system, and then start thinking about having kids.
Also, like we don't want to work 9 to 5 the rest of our life. Like we want to own a company. We want to own something. We want to like do that. And like my parents started a company when I was a baby, and like it was freaking hard. I'm sure I was a baby, so I didn't know, but I know that for them it was freaking hard, and so I always said,
I feel like they've even mentioned it to them.
Yeah, if it's something that I want to do, like I'm gonna do that before I have kids. So long story short, false. We don't want to have kids soon. My question is, Lauren is the more extroverted person of the two of you. I don't know. I think we're pretty equal in the amount of extroverted versus introverted.
I know that in the past I've been more introverted when it comes to stuff. Like I've been more reserved.
I am the more introverted person when it comes to actually going out and doing stuff. Like Cody would go out to the bar, go hang out, maybe not so much hang out with friends, but like Cody would go out to the bar every weekend if I let him, probably. Like he likes to go out and do stuff. I'm a homebody. I don't like to go out. I like to be at home. Like this is where I recharge most, is like having a Saturday where I literally don't do anything is like refreshing to me, where I don't have to go out, see people.
Yeah.
Cody isn't, I feel like you're not necessarily the kind of person that likes to like hang out with people though. Like if we make plans with friends, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it just depends on who I'm hanging out with. I usually just, really and truly, I just hang out with the close group of friends that I have right now. Yeah.
So each other. I would say, yeah. But when it comes to personality-wise, like when we're hanging out with people, you definitely talk more than I do. Like I feel like I'm more awkward.
Say in high school, I for sure was more introverted, and then college kind of brought me out of that shell. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people, and I was definitely one of those people that I definitely came out of my shell once I started going off to college, you know, hanging out with more people, getting to know more people, and being on the baseball team at Wesleyan. I feel like it definitely just brought me out of my shell.
Yeah.
So I would say it's easier for me now to open up more with people, like any stranger, anybody like that. Like I can have a conversation with anybody. And I don't know, I would say that you are definitely more of a homebody in that aspect.
Not like 100%.
You are a homebody, but I mean, if we want to go, like if I want to go out, usually
It depends on the people.
Yeah.
Like with extroverted people, like with people that I meet at work, like people who are easy to talk to, I'm completely fine. But if I'm also with someone else who's introverted, I'm way introverted. Like I don't know how to spark up conversations. I don't know how to ask random questions. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
That's usually where I'll step in.
But
I start the conversation.
But like with people at work, like if I work, like I worked with someone who was introverted before, and I just like was so uncomfortable. But like the people I work with now are pretty extroverted, and like I don't feel awkward talking to them. I don't know. Okay,
so the next one is Cody made the first move. True or false?
Also, 100% false. So again, we have a whole Chick-fil-A. We met at Chick-fil-A video. I made the first move. I don't want to like go into the whole story because that like is an hour long.
We've already talked in the Chick-fil-A video of how we met.
I went up to him at a Chick-fil-A and asked him for his number. That's pretty much it. And then I obviously texted him first because I got his number. But then after that, it was pretty much Cody pursuing me. I wouldn't say I actively like once he saw that I was interested in him and he was like, oh, obviously she made the first move. She's interested in me. I actually, we like planned a date and I actually canceled, and he still actively like made a chance to like schedule another date.
See, because I'm the type of person that if I like you, I will make an effort to go out of my way to pursue you.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
So that's an easy one. Is it true that Lauren had a YouTube channel ages ago? It is true. I'm gonna make a video actually today. That's funny that this is one of the questions. I'm making a react to my old YouTube videos. So back in the day, 2008 or 2009, I had a YouTube channel. It was called Juicy Chick Loves Ya, Juicy Couture, basically. I was in 8th grade, like the summer before 8th grade. I made YouTube videos. They were like the best thing ever. YouTube wasn't that big then, so it was really easy to grow. And I was just like this little 13-year-old girl that just like had so many dreams and ambitions. And yeah, so I made videos, got to school, and the kids made fun of me, so I deleted all of them. And all the girls on YouTube that I was friends with back then, I wouldn't say all of them, 2 of them for sure, are still influencers and are pretty big now, and it's like the biggest regret of my life. But I'm not gonna go into too much of my story, but I am making a react to my old videos today.
Lauren wanted a dog more than Cody did. True or false? I'm definitely a big dog person, so I would say that's false.
Sugar, this is about you.
Yeah, this is about you, Buggy.
I always told Lauren like I would get my own dog, whether it be a big dog or a small dog. I just wanted a dog, and luckily we had talked about getting a Shih Tzu, and you know,
she's our baby.
we had Shiggy.
So the story about how we got Sugar, it was exactly a year ago. It was January 2020, and we went to a winery with my parents. And we got kind of lit. We got kind of drunky.
That was when we went to McKinney, wasn't it?
We went to downtown McKinney. There's a Landon's Winery down there. We got a glass of wine. We were like sitting with my parents. So the house that we live in, my dad owns, and we rent it from him. And he never really said we couldn't get a dog. He just, obviously didn't want us to get a big dog because they shed, they could scratch up stuff,
I wouldn't have a big dog inside. I know that's...
And we don't want a dog that we just leave outside. It's not fair to them.
Yeah.
So, we were drinking wine, having a good time, and I jokingly was like, let's get a dog tomorrow. So let's just go to Canton and get a dog. Let's just go pick one out. But it was a Saturday that we're sitting down doing this, and I was like, tomorrow's Sunday, so it's kind of gonna be the leftover dogs. I don't know, let's just go check it out. We were like, we don't have to get one, like we're not gonna settle. So yeah, we went to Canton on Sunday. We woke up. Once we were like sober, we were like, are we really gonna get a dog? Like, we were kind of joking, but like, should we just do it? And we're like, let's just go look. Like, what are the odds we find a dog that we're in love with? We like looked at a couple of the like people that are selling dogs, and they had Shih Tzus, but they were already like 6 months, and we were like, we want a puppy. Like, we want the baby. And so we went up to this guy who was packing up his truck to leave that day, and he had one dog left, and I saw that it was a little black and white one, and I was like, well, is it a girl or a boy? We really want a girl. And he's like, oh no, it's a girl. She's the last one I have. Gave us a discount on her.
Yep.
And we took
it was just meant to be.
It was like so meant to be.
Yeah, because we had our mindset, after we saw the 6-month-old puppies, we kind of already had our mind made up that, we're not just going to pick any single dog.
Next question. Cody's better at financials. We actually saw this question and talked about it a little bit before this video because we don't really have an answer about that. We're both better at finances in different ways. I would say I'm better financially at not just spending my money on like I can go to the grocery store and get groceries and be good for the week. Cody will secretly go get lunch even though we have food for lunch.
It just depends, because I typically like doing meal preps during the week, and that way I know I have my...
I buy stuff for meal preps, but if I don't cook them, he won't eat it.
She's a better cook.
He won't cook. So if I don't actively cook his meal preps for him on Sunday, he's like, yeah, I'm going to Chipotle.
Well, it just depends. Like, sometimes I'll cook, and sometimes if I decide that I want to go get Chipotle or In-N-Out or anything like that,
totally fine.
I will go get it for lunch.
Yeah, if it was up to him, he would probably go out to eat every single day for lunch. Whereas I'm fine with saving my money, and I would rather spend my money on save up for things. But he doesn't really shop and buy stuff. Except when we first got Sugar, I could not get you to stop buying her treats. He signed up for a monthly subscription for treats. And I'm like, that is not needed. She can eat pepperonis from Walmart.
Looking back on it now, it was an investment to get those treats. Yeah, after I started weighing the pros and cons of that, I decided against it. That it probably wasn't a good fit to keep getting that. If we were wanting to buy other household items or anything like that.
I'm better at creating a budget and sticking to it, and Cody just is like, oh, I still got money in the bank, I'm good. Which that's gonna change when we get married. We're creating a budget and we're sticking to it. This is funny, we talked about this one. Lauren wears the pants in the relationship. So this is our biggest, I don't want to say argument, but tiff that we have, because we're both very high-strung, stubborn people.
Yes.
You see in a lot of relationships, the girl or the guy is more low-key and the other person not necessarily runs all over them, but calls the shots. And I would say that's the one downfall that we have in our personalities, is that we both want to call the shots.
I just think I'm a very stubborn person. It's in my blood.
Nothing's
My
in your
dad's
blood.
stubborn. And my grandpa's stubborn. It just runs in
You
the
don't have
family.
to. You don't have to.
It
be
runs
like
in
this.
the, it runs in the family.
You just say that as an excuse to be stubborn. You don't have to be stubborn. That is our like biggest argument, I would say, is like both of us can't give in.
We're both stubborn though. You
But
have
like,
to admit.
I'm a woman, so we're supposed to.
Oh yeah, it's natural. You want a big wedding, true or false?
We kind of mentioned this in our Chick-fil-A video. False and true. It would be really nice to have a big wedding, like dream wedding, if money wasn't like an issue, or like if we had an unlimited budget, then like sure, we would have a really big wedding. But given, you know, like a pandemic, we're in a panty right now. We just like can't, you can't do it. So
Yeah.
more than likely, 100% actually, not more than likely, we're having a small wedding, close family and friends, and then everyone else can watch on Zoom, and like it is what it is.
Which is not a bad idea. I feel like that's what most people are doing now because of the pandemic.
Right. I feel like it's normal. Honestly, like we could just get married like in my parents' backyard and like call it a day.
What are we waiting for?
What, tomorrow?
But I think that, yeah, a lot of people are going for that they want a smaller wedding now. Because of the pandemic, you know, you can, like certain locations, you can only have a certain amount of people. So with that being said, you know, we had talked about getting married at the TCU chapel and maybe having like a small reception or get together afterwards, and then whoever wants to watch on Zoom, obviously they have that option too.
I have a lot of family in another state and they're older people, so I know that they probably wouldn't be coming anyway. So I'm definitely inviting them, but being like, hey, you're invited, but like, here's the link to watch on Zoom. Please don't come. Okay, we're gonna make this the last question, because it is something that we have talked about, but like never really discussed. So this might be pretty raw.
Save the best for last.
This might be pretty raw question answering. Is it true that you only want one child? We also can't answer that true or false, because we don't really know. I feel like, me personally, I just want to like see how the first one goes. But here's the thing is, I'm an only child. Cody has a younger sister, so there's two of them. So we both like prefer to have what we already were. So we don't like...
Ideally, everybody wants a boy and a girl.
Right.
That's obvious.
In a perfect world, everyone wants a boy and a girl.
And that's fantastic. Like, obviously, I want that. I know that if that doesn't happen, I for sure want 2 kids. But, I mean, that's something that Laura and I had talked about before.
Right.
And
I would totally just be fine.
I think it's too early to tell. You know, I mean, I'm 24 and you're going on 26.
I don't want a girl. I just want boys, or singular boy. I think like we'll probably end up having 1 kid eventually, and then like, you know, financially or just like see how it is. That's what my parents did. They had 1 kid, and then once I got to be like 3 or 4, they were like, do we want another kid? And both of them were just like, not really. So I feel like that's just how it's gonna be with us. We're not like gonna be like, yeah, 3 or 4, like that's our plan.
I definitely don't want 3 or 4 or more kids.
100% not. But it's kind of just gonna be like, just depending on our situation, where we are, what we're doing then.
Yeah. I think it's too early to tell right now.
Yeah.
And
We have
that's
a
something that we'll
child.
talk about more.
We already have our child right here. She's our baby cakes. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button down below if you've made it
with
this
the bell
long.
notification on.
Cody's wanted to say that for so long. Hit that bell notification, guys.
So you can be notified when a new video is uploaded.
That is right. Go check us out on Instagram, all the goodies, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.